Hi everybody! Today it's Feel Good Friday!
Hi, welcome back, and it is another Feel Good Friday. Now this Friday I wanted to talk about self-care, because self-care is very, very important, especially when you're not doing well. And I know how difficult it is to look after yourself when you're not well. Either you feel down or things are going on in your life or you're ill. It's really hard to keep on top of self-care, but it's the most important that we do at those times. And of course, I myself don't always succeed in that. Like this past week, I've not been terribly good with myself, but today I took the morning off. And I looked after myself, I groomed myself, I re-dyed my hair, I did my nails, I plucked my eyebrows. It's all very, you could call it almost shallow, but grooming to me is a sign that I am doing better. Because when I stop looking after myself, whether it's eating or resting or just general cleanliness or grooming, it means that I am not very happy. And although this week has been a lot better for me because I'm on my new medication and has already made a big difference, there are very important and serious things going on, not in my own life but with other people's lives, that have kind of had an effect on me this week. So I've been busy with that a lot, and anybody who's seen this, who knows what I'm talking about, don't feel bad about it. It's just the way I am. But today I took the day to look after myself and put myself first. And unfortunately last night as well, that meant that I couldn't stream because I had a tummy bug. Get used to that. I get ill very quickly and very often. Hopefully that will change in the future, but I've been like that since a child, so that's the way it goes. And again, I had to choose me over having to push myself to do a stream. Although to be honest, I was so close to, being physically sick that you wouldn't have wanted me to be on camera anyway. It wasn't this pretty visage at the moment. So I wanted to talk to you about looking after yourself. Eat good food. Do the things that you enjoy, watch a film, read a good book, cuddle an animal, watch silly YouTube videos, whatever makes you feel better. And of course, looking after yourself, washing yourself, just all those things that kind of gives you self-love and gives you self-esteem and makes you feel better. I think that is a very important thing to do. Now, that all set aside, I wanted to share with you some books that have helped me in the past and still help me whenever I have the energy and the time to read and I feel like I need a pick-me-up. Now, the first one, unfortunately I only have the Dutch version here. The first one I want to discuss is The Alchemist. It's by a Brazilian author called Paulo Coelho. Or Coelho. I never know how to say his name, but he's very cool. He's very well known in Brazil and worldwide. His books have been translated, I think, in like over 60 countries. And The Alchemist basically saved me in my teens. It was recommended to me by my mom. It's not a very thick book, but the message is very important. It is very inspiring. I can't explain to you why it's inspiring without giving away the book, but roughly it's about wanting to chase your dreams and how things will actually develop on your path to that dream, and that things are not always what they seem. And when you think that things are not going your way, they might actually be anyway, just in a completely different way than you expected. And I think that's a very important message, because that's what happens quite a lot in life. And I've especially seen it in my life, where I think that what I want and what I want to achieve is not going to happen because it doesn't have the direct results that I want, or it's not going the way that I envisioned it. And that doesn't mean that you're not going to get there. It might just mean that you're not going in a straight line to the certain goal that you're trying to reach. But that it might be loads of squiggles. You might go a couple of circles around something, but you will eventually get there. As long as you believe and as long as you don't give up. And I think that's a very important message. And this book kind of portrays that in a very interesting way. So I definitely recommend him. I recommend his other books as well. There's another one that's really good that I don't have anymore because I lent it to somebody. They never gave it back to me. I hope they had a lot of joy and help from the book. But it's called Veronica Decides to Die. And that sounds like an awful title for a book. But it's actually super positive, and I really recommend it for anybody who is struggling, especially with mental struggles, so depression, anxiety, anything like that, despair, whatever is bringing you down. I think that book is a must read. It's very, very good, and it definitely influenced me in a very good way. And again, I can't really say what it's about, apart from the obvious from the title. But it's really not depressing at all. It is a good pick-me-up book, and it puts things in perspective. So I would definitely recommend reading that one. It's by the same author. Now the other two books that I really like, I feel like a bit of a book review today, but I just wanted to share these things because they've helped me so much in the past. Now the other book that I really like losing myself in when things are getting a bit tough or I'm just feeling is James Herbert, The Magic Cottage. I really like this book. It's fantastical. It's just the right amount of otherworldliness about it, and it's written in a way for me that it's almost like the things that happen in this, of course, aren't real because it's fantasy, but it's written in a way where it almost makes it real. It's very realistically fantasy. It's really weird, but I love reading this one. It's very cool. And it says remember with fear. I don't remember it being scary, but it's supposed James Herbert is a horror writer, but I've never thought his books were that horrific. That sounds really bad. But yeah, this one's about magic and stuff like that, but not in the way that you would expect it. I definitely recommend that if you feel like that kind of book is what you want to read. I love reading this just to get lost into the world. And again, it's not very big, so you could probably read it in the evening, or when you're waiting somewhere in a I don't know, airport. Oh, I might take it with me to PAX actually. That'd be nice. But yeah, I recommend that one. And then the last one I want to talk about is The Name of the Wind, which is by Patrick Rothfuss. He's released the second volume of this now as well, called The Wise Man's Fear. But in my opinion, The Name of the Wind is the superior one. I really, really love this. I am not a big fantasy person, I say after I recommend the second fantasy book. But this one, I absolutely adore. I love the story, I love the characters, I love the way he describes things. It is just, it's very different from all the other ones that I have read, because again, I'm not a big fantasy person. If you know this book and you know anybody who is like him, I want to hear about it. Although I doubt that there's anyone like him, but I love the way he writes. The second book is just as good, but it has a little bit too much focus on some intimate scenes, let's say. And, you know, to go on about one scene for 10 pages is just something that doesn't really appeal to me, but it might appeal to other people. But The Name of the Wind just brings me into this journey, into this world that I can just get lost in. And although the main character's story is very sad in a way, he's so relatable at the same time, and you just want to be his friend and you want him to succeed, and it's very good. I love it. So I recommend that one if you like reading and you want something to focus on when things aren't that great. So that was basically it for today. I hope that you'll read some of those, let me know if you do, and let me know what you think of it. If you have any books that you want to recommend to me, please do. I can't say that I'll read them in the very near future because I'm tired so much. It takes a lot of energy for me to read, and I'm also dyslexic, so it takes a really long time. And I have such a stack of books next to my bed at the moment that I need to go through. But do recommend them if you know anything that would appeal to me or you think would appeal to me, because I'm always on the search for a good book, even if it's very rare nowadays for me to read. But yeah, look after yourself, care for yourself, love yourself. As much as you might think you don't deserve it, you do. You know, you are number one. You are the most important person. And if you don't believe that, then I'm saying that you are, and you'll just have to listen to me. So look after yourself, love yourself, and I will send you good vibes and love from afar until we meet. Some of you. I'm getting quite excited about that now. And those of you that I won't meet soon, I will meet at some point in the future. Don't you worry, I'm coming your way. But thank you so much for joining me. Look after yourself, look after each other, and I will see you when I see you.